Good morning, everyone. We're going to have a little bit of fun today using an annual percentage rate table to find the APR for an installment purchase. On my particular example, Scott Murphy purchased a jet ski for $5,300. He paid $750 down. The balance was financed for 22 equal monthly payments. Scott agreed to pay $517 finance charge. It says use the table, calculate the following. All right. So first of all, everybody, let's just enter the information into our cells in Excel, okay? Once again, when you come to your question, you have to change these amounts that I'm entering now. One, enter the principal, right? The purchased amount, 5,300 in this case. Next, enter the down payment, $750 in this case. Next, enter the number of payments, 22 in this case. Next, we want to enter the finance charge. That is $517. And everybody, that is the end of the data that you must enter. Everything else is a formula or a lookup. Okay, so our next question is how much was financed? And to find the finance amount, we can notice that we took the difference between P, the principal, and D, the down payment. Okay, so the difference between those two is our formula. And in this case, it's 4,550 bucks. All right, next, we want to look at the monthly payment. So how do I calculate that? First thing I must do is add the amount financed, right, plus the amount of the finance charge. So I'm adding the amount financed plus the amount of the finance charge. And then I'm adding that and dividing it by the number of payments. You can see my formula. Again, you take the finance charge plus the amount financed, divide that by 2, and you have your month, by 22 in this case, and you have your monthly payment. In this case, it is $230.32. Again, notice I have to calculate the amount of the monthly financed. I have to calculate the monthly payment. Okay, next, I need to find out how to or what to look up in the table. To what to look up, everybody, notice my formula. I've taken B11, which is the finance charge. I've divided that by B12, which is the amount financed, and that gives me a decimal value. I multiply it by 100. And by the way, this is a percentage, right? So I'm multiplying it by 100 so that I can look that amount up in the table. Once I've done that, I'm going to scroll down and I've highlighted it for you guys. Okay, I've highlighted it for you. Notice I don't have an exact 11.36. The closest one is 11.39. So that would be the intersection of the 22 payments circled in red, all right, the 11.39, which is 11.5%, that's circled in blue. The 11.39 is just my locator, right? That's to locate the intersection of the column and the row. Once I've done that, I see I have an APR of 11.5%, and that I have entered in my green cell here, and that concludes it, everybody. Easy peasy, right? All right. Keep having fun, guys. I will see you in class.